My name is Dr. Mindy Beck. I'm a naturopathic doctor at Nest Integrative Medicine Spa in Santa Barbara, California. Today I'd like to talk to you about skin brushing and really how wonderful it is for not just lymphatic system, but also to calm the nervous system as well as to support the cardiovascular system. So I use skin brushing with a majority of my patients to really help them to detox, and it's something that you can do at home on your own time. So there's a couple rules I'd like to go through before we get started. One, the really interesting thing about the human body is that 3/4 of the lymphatic system drains right here into the left armpit area. So if you're thinking of the lymphatic system as the sewer system of the body, really this is the sewage treatment plant. So we really need to concentrate on this area, and I basically think of it as, we're working concentrically out from this area. So that's the first thing. So you'll generally always see me brushing on the left side first. There is one exception to the rule, which we'll get to, and at that point I'll point out. Second of all, for skin brushing, you need to be very careful if you have anything like varicose veins, if you have open wounds, if you have any kind of rash, sunburn, or any kind of burns. You do not want to brush over those areas. Some people think, oh great, I'm going to be detoxing through my skin. If you already have rash, skin brushing is not the technique for you. There are many other ways that you can detox properly. And then we're basically always going towards the heart, brushing towards the heart, or to the lymph node area that area drains into. So it'll sometimes look like I'm actually brushing away from the heart, but it's going towards the lymph nodes that area drains into. And so as we get started, you want to use a bristle brush, okay, that's a natural bristle. Don't use anything that's plastic or synthetic. And you want to do this on dry skin, preferably before you take your shower. Now, if you do it in the morning, you can brush very quickly, and this will help to energize you for the day. If you do it at night, you want to make sure you do it much more slowly and methodical, and it'll help to calm the system. So just pay attention to kind of how your system acts and when this is the best time for you to do it. And then, so we're going to start at the left armpit area, and it's not actually in the armpit. And be mindful, I usually do about 7 strokes in each area, but you can, if you see that the area is getting really pink or irritated, move on to the next area. Overbrushing is actually worse than underbrushing. So best to get started, maybe do this a couple days a week. Don't try jumping in 7 days a week because you might get a little bit irritated. So we go right into the tail of the breast, and it's 7 clockwise, 7 counterclockwise. And then we go from the center of the chest towards the left armpit 7 times. Then in between the breasts, underneath the left breast, and towards the left armpit. Okay? And then up the rib cage 7 times. And then we go to the arm. So the elbow, again, if you're thinking of this as a sewer system, this pipe, so to speak, is closer than this pipe. So we brush from the elbow to the shoulder, okay? 7 times all the way around, and be mindful that the inside skin is much more tender than the outside. And then the lower arm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and inside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the hand, it's not really 7 strokes. I actually just brush the hand, and I actually move the hand versus the brush itself. And this you can really feel it energizes your whole system. And then the back of the hand towards the wrist, okay? And then around the wrist 7 times. Again, I just move the hand or the arm versus the brush. And then we go to the neck. Okay, so here you're going to go from the base of the skull and you're going to go across the neck and down into this little notch right here. Okay, this is really important that you use the whole brush. If you're just using the tip, it'll end up just scratching you and you'll get irritated. And then your shoulder blade, you're going to go from the base of the neck. So you'll feel that kind of that bump back there, that prominent spine. And then you're going to go up over the shoulder blade and over the collarbone onto the chest. And then you're going to do the shoulder blade. So here it's nice to have a handle to be able to kind of reach some of these areas. You're going to go across the shoulder blade from the center towards the armpit, because again, remember this area drains into that armpit. Now, the important thing to know is that if you do the neck before you do the arm, there's not going to be any cataclysmic destruct mode that goes off in your lymphatic system. So don't be too caught up with the very specifics. But you can come back to this video and just watch it a few times. And I also have a handout too that is really helpful that you can look through. So then we're going to do the mirror opposite on the right side. Really the most important thing is that you, quote unquote, open up the major lymph areas. So the armpits and the groin are the major areas. After that, like I said, if you do the neck before the arm, you're fine. But I'm just going to show this very quickly because you want to make sure that you're going towards the right armpit. So in the body, like I said before, 3/4, so the whole lower body and the upper left side of the body go into the left armpit, and the whole upper right side of the body goes into the right armpit. Just a little physiology lesson. Okay, so again, you go 7 times clockwise, 7 times counterclockwise, from the center of the chest towards the right armpit, and then in between the breast, underneath the breast, and towards the right armpit, up the side of the rib cage. Upper arm around 7 times, lower arm 7 times, hand, just give it a good 20-30 seconds, and then back of the hand, and then wrist. Okay, and then neck from the base of the skull down across the neck and into that little notch, and then shoulder blade from the base of the neck up over the shoulder, over the collarbone, and then shoulder across the shoulder blade. Okay, then we're going to move to the lower body, and it's really simple to do. It's just like the arm. Okay, so this area right here in the groin, you want to go 7 clockwise. You can just basically go in one direction here. That's fine. And then the leg is just like the arm. So you go from the knee all the way up, all the way around. And then the glute is just like the shoulder blade. So you go from the center towards the hip. Okay, and then the lower leg is just like the lower arm. You go around 7 times. Okay, the foot is just like the hand, so you can scrub the bottom of the foot, and then the toe to the ankle, and then around the ankle. Okay, very simple. And then of course the other leg as well. I always just start on the left because, like I told you, 3/4 of the body drains into the left. Then the exception to the rule is the abdomen. Now this is the most important point I want to make. The abdomen actually has 60 to 70% of our lymphatic tissue. It is one of the most important parts of our immune system and our detox system for many different reasons. But this will help the lymphatic tissue in the gut to really help to move things out. And since our intestines go from the right across the top, down on the left, and out, This is why we want to actually start on the right, because we want to go with our digestive tract. So I start near the belly button and I go around in little circles. And I mean, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to do this technique exactly, but I get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you want to make sure you get your liver. Your liver's right here underneath your ribs, and your gallbladder and your stomach and your pancreas, and you want to get a good 60 seconds on the abdomen. That's really, really important. If you have time for nothing else, brush the armpits and the groin and the abdomen. So it's like 2 minutes max, okay? And then you can end, again, it's really nice to have a handle on your brush, sometimes even a longer handle, or a friend or a partner to get the rest of your back, because it can be a little bit challenging. But same thing, starting on the left, you want to go up towards the lymph node, all the way across. So that's the full technique. And once you get good at it, it should only take you about 7 minutes to do the whole body. And then you want to make sure to get in the shower and end on a little bit of a cooler shower to get rid of all those dead skin cells. Thank you very much for joining me today for skin brushing. My name is Dr. Mindy Beck at Nest Integrative Medicine Spa in Santa Barbara, California. And you can find more information on this topic at our website at nestspasb.com. Thank you.